Earlier this year, during the big freeze, vegetation in Houston took a big hit. And while some plants are showing signs of life, others are looking pretty dead and brown. Local arborist Amaury Martinez is here with more on how we should handle dead trees and plants. Also, I know you have some summer tips because it is storm season, hurricane season. Okay, let's just jump right in. What exactly is a zombie tree?
That's a really good question. I get that asked a lot with my clients. A zombie tree, it's basically a tree that's already been dead. It's already dead, but doesn't know it yet. It's a tree that has, it's in a decline, and it has safety and health issues that are not visible to the untrained eye. And it's something that you really have to pay attention to, because otherwise, you know, it could be a hazardous situation.
Okay, so if a tree is, I know we're seeing some video right now, this is essentially an example of a zombie tree. And if I'm understanding correctly, not every dead tree is going to look dead. It might just look sick.
Yeah, and this is something that we run into in a lot of cases where we have severe weather, we have a storm that passed by, and the tree looks fine afterwards, but it might, you know, show signs, you know, months or years down the road. Yeah, these are some great examples of pictures of the trees.
And I'm noticing, Amaury, that in these examples, like there, you can see a little bit of new growth. So a lot of homeowners might say, well, wait a minute, the tree is showing signs of life. But you're saying that that's not necessarily an indication that it's going to be okay.
No, it's an indication that the tree is it's very stressed and it's in survival mode, and that's why it's pushing out new growth, sometimes from the bottom or the main trunk, because it's telling you that something happened and it needs help.
So the energy is coming out near the bottom instead of up top. Okay, so if people have trees that look similar to the trees we just saw, what should they do?
Well, the first thing they should do, they should contact their local arborist, and then after that, if they decide they want to give their trees a second chance, then the first thing we would recommend would be to fertilize the tree and then make a complete assessment to determine if the tree is safe or if it needs to be removed.
And the bottom line is, if the tree is dead and needs to come out, it needs to come out, because if you don't take it out, a summer storm will take it out.
Yeah, or it'll slowly just deteriorate and fall in pieces, which is something not good.
And that's bad. Yeah, that's hazardous to human life potentially. Let's talk, we've got about a minute left. Let's talk about these summer storms, because it's rained for about the last month straight. How can people prepare for this type of weather?
Again, contact your local arborist. But to prepare for this, pruning would be a really good idea, because if your tree is really full, it's going to retain more wind, which eventually will cause possible limb failure if this tree, or we have a really bad storm.
Yeah, and we're seeing some of these tips on our screen right now, that staking and resetting trees, that's critical. And with those trunks or those branches that are damaged, if you don't take care of them now, they could fall on a person or on a car, and we certainly do not want that.
Absolutely.
All right, Amaury Martinez, thank you so much for all your expert advice. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me.
And for a full list of expert tree tips, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv.
Swim, bike, run.
Wilderness!
It's the Wood Trace Wilderness.